It's another Explore Corner on our Explore Carriacou and Petite Martinique page. Remember, please like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yeah? Do not forget to tip us. There's a link provided. Don't forget to tip. But I am trying to introduce, and these guys are in the back there. Neil, you're carrying on a conversation while I'm introducing the program.
High-level conversation, why?
We? Who is we?
Well, Mr. Kwashi is here, of course.
All right. May I just show Mr. Kwashi?
Historian.
The Grand Bay historian.
Grand Bay historian.
Engine is the Savas and Dumfries historian.
Right.
And who is this goodly gentleman?
My name is Hilton Andrew.
Hilton Andrew.
Yeah.
You're from Montreal?
I'm from Montreal.
Yeah, Montreal people.
The Andrew family are from Montreal.
Okay.
And you hear what you say Montreal, you say Montreal.
Montreal.
Montreal, that's how we know.
Yeah,
Yes,
of
yes.
course. But we currently are now in Grand Bay.
Grand Bay.
Okay.
We are residing in Grand Bay at the moment.
Nah, pleasure to meet you, Mr. Andrew.
Well,
You're related to Judge Andrew, Lydia Andrew, Louise Andrew, Louisa?
Yes, we are first cousins.
Well, look.
Yeah, we are first cousins.
Well, Hilton, you're from good people?
We grew up together. We are one family.
Wow.
Big Andrew people.
Big Andrew, yeah.
Nick Andrew.
Jay's my
Ja-
father.
Okay.
Well, I used to come up in J shop, you know.
Used to come in, yeah?
Oh, you mean I'm coming up? Well, that's the shop I didn't know. The first shop I ever know is J shop.
Okay,
Them-
alright.
6 years and come up, well, we say 6 years, but it's Mount Desire.
Yeah,
We
Yes.
come up and we are coming up in J shop.
that's right.
Yeah,
You have a
man,
name,
boy.
they call him Fire.
Fire.
That's his false name.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm-
you know,
You
I
did?
can-
he was a masked
Alright.
man.
Of course.
He was a masked man.
Of course.
Can I move your jack?
Yeah.
Why?
Uh-huh.
You don't have any purpose, you have any reasons to be having your jack by you?
So why
Oh,
we
yeah,
here?
of course.
Yeah?
Why
No,
should we
I mean,
hear?
why should we,
Okay.
When we
Yeah,
have
we throw one on the ground.
throw one on the ground
I mean-
to give,
to do the honors.
Do the honors.
So, can I wet the ground with y'all, or it's a man thing?
No, you can wet the ground with us.
on the ground, of course.
Okay.
I mean, it's natural that you do. We see water
Yeah. A
and
little.
a little bit
Spirits.
That's right.
for the ancestors.
For the
I think.
ancestors.
Yeah. I think that's
You know,
what
as we on this,
So-
we're doing this now.
it is.
Do you know the significance of the wetting the ground of their ancestors?
Well, you
Yeah, because
As far as I
in
know
Carriacou
is-
here,
I grew up knowing that, well, they show one on the ground when you go by family, or you're having a maroon or a big drum or something taking place, you wet the ground.
Yeah.
And from everywhere I go, I wet the ground. No matter where I am, I wet the
on
ground.
the ground.
But is there, I mean, they say it's for the ancestors.
That's right. Yeah, well,
So you know something better than what I know then.
well, I don't know if I know better, but I could try to explain of what I've
Man,
learned.
let's have one. Cheers.
What I've learned. Cheers.
Cheers.
What I've learned is I grew up the same way seeing our foreparents and the elders wetting the ground anytime they have a drink.
Right.
But what I've learned on my trip to Africa is,
oh my God, you went to
Where?
Africa?
yes,
The
I went
motherland?
I went to West Africa, which is Ghana to be precise.
Wow.
And I've learned that they do this exactly the same thing. And the significance of that is that they're giving thanks and praises and hoping for good luck from the ancestors, the good ancestors, because not all ancestors are good, to bring back luck, prosperity, and good health to them. So that's the significance of wetting the ground. You don't just wet the ground
Because you want to wet the
because
ground.
you want to wet the ground.
Right.
There is something
There's a
behind
meaning
it.
behind that.
Now,
I don't wonder why.
our foreparents didn't explain that to us, but I learned that it's an inheritance that we get from West Africa, precisely Ghana.
Right.
Yeah,
Now you're making me want to go to Ghana now.
that's right.
I
So
need to connect, reconnect.
even with Mr. Kwashi there, on my trip to Ghana, I actually met people of the Kwashi in Ghana.
Right.
And I myself is from the Aman family. Aman is actually a Ghanaian name. It's
Okay.
part of our ancestors.
Amen.
Yeah,
Right.
Aman family. From
Because
Ghana.
yes, now Engine had mentioned that
Uh-huh.
that the last set of slaves to come from Africa
Uh-huh.
they didn't have time gotten the master's name because
Yeah.
gone are the years before when you were being bought as a slave,
Uh-huh.
you get your master's title
That's right.
and surname whatsoever he carries. But the last set of people to come over from West Africa or Africa was the Kwashi, Duncan, Kojo, Haman, Kwaminas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So
So-
those people kept the names.
Right. They didn't get no
They kept their
master's
names.
name.
There was no dilution.
Oh, right.
So hence that there is a very strong, they're very strong
Right.
in the culture.
In their culture.
Yeah, you find that those people are very strong. The Aman is a Ghanaian name, which is
Okay.
my family.
Okay.
So
Your family are from Ghana.
my family from Ghana, but
So that's what
also
So you're a
when-
Cromanti.
When I was growing up as a boy, my mother told me that we are Kramanti.
Okay.
Now, Kramanti, I thought it was our tribe's name. But when I went to Ghana, I discovered that the Kramanti, which I went to the village of Kramanti actually, and I discovered the Kramanti is a village.
Okay.
But over 400 years of slavery, we've lost the fact that it's just a village. But the people that actually live in Kramanti are Fanti people. The tribe is Fanti people. I also met Kwashis over there. And the Kwashis are actually from the Fanti tribe.
So Fanti is a tribe.
Fanti is a tribe who is actually residing in Ghana, in Kramanti. Kramanti is not a tribe, it's actually
A village.
a village.
Wow.
So,
Interesting.
yeah,
So why is it that when we list our tribes who came from Africa, I see Cromanti and not Fanti?
yeah, because you must remember that when the slaves or the slave master took the slaves away from Africa and come here, actually beat away the culture away from them. The only thing that the people could really remember is the fact that they're Kramanti.
Right.
Kramanti was easier to remember than to remember the tribe.
Okay.
So they remember the village.
They remember the village where they're from.
So what about Cromanti Kojo?
Who?
Cromanti Kojo, he was I think he was a confederate of Julia Fedon,
Right.
who owned
A runaway slave.
the estate in Grenada.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of Julia Fedon's main man then.
Mhm.
So he was a strong-spirited slave, Cromanti Kojo. Even in our big drum dances today, you would hear of the Cromanti and the different dance for Cromanti.
And Igbo and everything.
Yes,
So-
right. But you see, you mentioned
Cromanti Kojo. So I
what
thought,
really the significance of that really is a Kojo. The Kojo is a name,
yes.
but the place where he's from is Cromanti.
So it's not that, okay, so when we speak of the tribe Cromanti, it does not relate to
It's not a tribe.
No, because
Place.
when we speak of tribes these days, we talk about the Igbo, the Manding, the
Yeah,
Temne.
that's right.
We hear Cromanti as
Yeah.
part of the tribe.
Yeah.
So you're saying now the Cromanti is not a tribe, it's just that the slaves came from a village named
Cromanti is not a
Cromanti
tribe. Cromanti is a place.
in Africa.
It's a place in West Africa, Ghana.
So that's where some of them came from, the enslaved came from?
That's where a lot of the slaves come from.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
this is where they come from. So it's not we are getting it mixed up because you have to forgive our
ancestors.
Our ancestors,
That's
not
true.
only ancestors,
Our
but
foreparents.
forgive our foreparents
Who did
because
not pass
they
on.
was trying their best to hold on to as much as they
And
can.
they can.
But they hold on to the place more than the
Than the
tribe.
tribe.
It was
Right.
easier to hold on to the place than the tribe. You understand? Because you must remember the slave master tried to beat all kind of
Traditions out of
tradition
them.
from up there. You
So-
understand?
so-
But the place was irreplaceable. They could not beat that out. So Kramanti is not a tribe. Kramanti is a place in Africa, in West Africa to be precise, in Ghana, where I actually went to that village.
And you're saying Cromanti is not because of the person. The word Cromanti today is not because of the person Cromanti Kojo. It's because
Yeah.
of the tribe who came from the village
The
Africa.
Kojo is the name that actually came from the place called
Cromanti.
Cromanti. That's what it is.
So-
I went up to the village and I was welcomed
Oh,
by
really?
the village elder, the chief of Cromanti. Yeah, and when
So you told them you're from Carriacou?
I told them I was from Carriacou, I was from the West
Woohoo!
Indies, and I'm looking to find my roots.
Uh-huh.
And he started to speak to me in Twi, which is the most popular language in Ghana.
So you did not
I
understand what
didn't
he was
understand, but he was actually translating to me. Yeah? And then when I explained to him, and I told him what my mother told me, that we were not from here, that we were African people, and we were Kramanti, because that's all she remembered. And then he broke out and spoke to me in English.
In English.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Because
Oh, so that means he
was
welcomed
trying
you.
to show me, and he said, "Welcome back home to me."
He welcomed you.
That's
nice.
what he said. He started telling me his history, where he went to Borneo in the war and thing. He was the village chief of Kramanti, and he came back and he said to me that welcome back.
Oh, this
to
is so emotional.
He said, "This is our people.
Wow.
This welcome back." And that's something I've always cherished and I never forget.
Lovely.
Neil, I see you rubbing your head. You feel that one?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm
And
saying
Kramanti,
is,
I could see
right
it
now, I
now.
want to go-
Kramanti
I
is
want
a
to go to
village
Ghana
on top
now.
of a hill looking over the sea like we're looking now. It's quite on the
It's
hill.
similar.
Yeah, it's high and it's looking down. It's a fishing village, and when you walk into the village,
Okay.
you can see like they have sprats and things sunning
Okay.
in the, you understand?
So it's similar to here?
Similar to when I'm going through Ghana in Accra, I feel I was being Sotes or
Oh, really?
or Grenville or the market,
So it's right on the coastline.
right on the coast.
So I guess that's why they took it. It was easier to take the
It's
enslaved
easier
over
be-
to the Caribbean.
It's easier because you must remember that when the
wow. I have to take one on that.
when
I agree with you.
I need to go to Ghana
Europeans-
now.
When the Europeans went there, they couldn't really go into the hinterland. It was the coastal area
That
they
always
dwelled
the coastal areas.
mostly.
Yes, right
Yeah.
on the border. Just and I've been looking to a documentary. There was this place that they would hold them in, and after a
in
particular
Senegal.
right, and
Yeah,
then they would
yeah.
take them
And
from
that's
that
where
place. It's right on
I
the
will take you there
coastline.
one of these good days.
It's right on the coastline,
Yeah.
and
Well,
you can do a tour of there. They would hold them there for a particular period,
Yes,
and then they
exactly.
put them in the
They
boat.
showed-
They
I
tie
went-
them up in the decks
I
of the
had a
boats,
tour.
and They showed everything.
I had a tour of that area.
Oh, you did?
I had a tour
Oh my
of
God.
its Elimina Castle.
Okay.
That's it.
I went in
That's the
Elimina
Yes.
Castle.
That's
So
the name.
tell me
And-
about it. What you saw.
Well, Elimina Castle is, oh my God, it's very, very painful.
It is.
I went down to the
documentary.
dungeons. There is a castle above Elimina Castle where they used to hold the slave. And when you go inside,
shipment.
For shipment.
Right.
When you go inside, it's very, very dark. Very, very dark. And I swear to you that I felt the spirits of my ancestors there.
Yeah, man.
You
Because
say that
I
now and I
actually
feel
got
so emotional. I'm
Yeah.
feeling it now.
I got emotional, and it's something that I felt and I never ever forgot. Yeah, that to know
I need
our
to go.
people go. I just feel like some of our people actually, my actually bloodline went through.
Went
this
through
thing.
that. Yeah, you could tell.
The pain.
You're connected.
And when you go to the castle itself, down in the
So it's 2 floors? It's one on one?
there's one on top of a hill that they used to process the slave who they felt was more rebellious,
Okay.
to break them,
Right.
and then bring them down to the castle, where that is the gate of no return.
Yes.
I've
seen that.
actually gone through and
I
seen
know
it.
Mr. Kwashi is there shaking
Yeah.
his head, boy.
The gate of no return.
I heard that in the documentary. The
Yeah,
gate
well, I
of,
saw
once they're in there, that's it.
That's
That's
it.
it. Well,
They
I
had
Never have to return.
you
Yes.
can't return. Well, I walked through it. I walked through the whole thing.
You know,
Saw
you saying this now, after I looked at the documentary, I've seen that documentary about 4 times. We sat and looked at it, and I want to go there. You know, I just want to go there just to be there.
Really.
You know, let me
See what your foreparents
Yeah,
were?
man, come on, man. I want to see the thing.
So
you know-
there is the top deck, and then there is the bottom deck, and they would just bring them out in the ocean and down
Yeah.
to the Atlantic.
you get-
Somebody gonna sponsor us
And,
to go there to Ghana.
the wild thing about it, in that area, there was also a chapel
Yes.
right there. I
You've been
went
there.
through there. A
You've
chapel
been,
where
yeah.
Europeans was worshiping God or Jesus, whilst they was having people in a dungeon down there. You understand? It's a wild thing to know that, you know, how does that equate with humanity?
Yeah.
To know that you have humans in
In
a
a
dungeon
dungeon.
suffering,
And you
And
worship
you are
in the-
wallowing in the feces,
Yeah.
yeah, and yet you are upstairs worshiping God. How does that equate?
And that's
So
why a lot of people do not believe in Christianity.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people were saying they fear, they taught us to fear
Fear
things.
things.
That's right.
Because the
In-
same people who whipped you,
Mhm.
whole
They are the same
week,
preachers.
they are the same preachers you go into church
Church
and meet
that's
on the
right.
Sunday.
But
Yeah.
that's a corruption of Christianity.
Humanity, of course.
It's a corruption of Christianity.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So we don't have to be corrupted by how the slave masters corrupted Christianity.
Yeah, yeah.
You understand?
Very much.
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. But what I'm saying is, I'm always saying that I want to see this. You know, I want to go there and experience. I went to Morocco already. Yeah, it was amazing. Me just getting to Africa on the motherland, like I'm in Morocco. Went to Spain and like I'm sitting here
And you could see the
and Talton Point is Morocco, right? And I asked,
exactly.
it says, well, what's over there? And it's, I mean, that's Africa.
Yeah.
You could see all the container ship cruise line, all the
Yes,
boats
that's right, yeah.
going through the channel right there. And I said, I have to go to. I mean, it's that close. And they said, yeah, you could go.
But
So-
if you really want to have an experience of your roots, you need to go to West Africa.
West Africa, of course.
Now, West Africa is where the majority of
Our ancestors and everybody
actually
come from. Yeah, so that would be
It's-
like Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, all those places.
Yes.
Because Indian showed me a map of all the places on the west coast of Africa. And when you talk about West Africa and the slave trade and everything, it leads straight to Carriacou.
Yeah, that's why Carriacou, because you must remember that Angola, all those places,
Yes.
Southern Africa, the tip of Guinea-Bissau, some of these places, a lot of slaves come from, especially slaves that lives in Brazil.
Right.
Because we tend to think of African people from the Caribbean only from the West Indies.
West Indies, yeah.
But
yeah.
all of the Latin of America and the Caribbean, based Cuba, Brazil, and all those places, they're all the same people.
They're all the same people, of
We are all the
course.
same people.
Of
In
course.
fact, the largest population outside of Africa, who are Africans, are actually in Brazil.
Right.
That's the largest population
Right,
that
right,
you'll find.
right.
Larger than North America, which is in America. You understand?
Of course.
So we all are the same people that have been taken from not only West Africa, but
Africa on a whole.
Africa as a whole.
Yeah. Because, yeah,
And
because they,
when you said to me that you would like to go back to Africa to witness, to feel.
yeah, I need that feel.
I'll tell you, when you go there is a feeling of homeliness. When you go there, you get a welcome, especially if you are humble. The people of West Africa, I could only mention Ghana.
Yeah.
That's the place I really went. They are very humble people, they're very loving people. Especially if you recognize who you are and where you're coming from.
Very much.
They'll open their arms to you. They're very humble
I could
people.
attest to that because me live in England for quite a while. I have this Ghanaian friend in Huddersfield. He comes to the pub and everybody, I didn't even know him, but he came there, little boy, and he grew up among the Carriacou part of everybody in that pub.
Yeah.
So everybody knows him.
Right.
So the first time them guys introduced me to that pub, and I walked in there, and I see him standing there, and I say, "There's an African man."
Right.
So my father,
Right.
you know, I would say this.
Yeah.
He said to me, he said, "Yeah, there's an African. He's from Ghana. He always with us. He's one of us."
Right.
So I go over to him and buy him a drink.
Yes.
But you know, we Carriacou people, if you tell us, if I come and I meet you and Mr. Kwashi and Miss Mills there, and I know Mr. Kwashi, I wouldn't buy Mr. Kwashi one because I know him.
Without
I buy everybody one.
Exactly.
So then when I take, he say, "Yeah man," he say, "Man, you good man, thing." So we start talking. I say, "Well, where you from?" He say, "From East Ghana." So I says, "I want you to take me to Ghana." He says, "Man, anytime you want."
Anytime.
The man comes, he would wait for me in the pub, he would come there and ask, he called me young boy.
Yeah.
He says, "Where is young boy?"
Yeah.
Well, Marf would call and say, "Where you at? You ain't coming, you have your African partner waiting for you." The thing, I say, "Well, I come in, I mean, where?" And from the time I come, he's there and he would tell me about Ghana. "I want to take you to Ghana. You come to Ghana, I give you all the women."
I'm telling you, yeah.
You know, and he's
Yeah,
telling
we'll talk,
me,
yeah.
we'll talk, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
I heard that Ghanaians are very pretty. The women are very beautiful.
Well, you
Oh.
could tell. I mean, look at me.
They're very, they're
You're a
very-
woman?
They're
No.
very, very,
I'm a handsome
very,
young
Let me tell you
Ghanaian.
something. No, the woman, the men, all of them are beautiful people.
Yeah, okay.
Africa, they're beautiful.
Always,
people.
always,
And I tell you
always.
something. When I was there, I saw the darkest persons I ever see in the world, and they're the most beautiful.
Of course, black is
I'm
beautiful.
telling you, they're beautiful.
Of course.
Fantastic.
Of course, of course.
I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Don't-
yeah,
don't-
yeah.
And also, I've learned when I was over there, certain things. I actually went to a family. I didn't just go to a hotel. I went to a family because my uncle's daughter, which is Albert Samuel, you know him very well, is married to a Ghanaian. Right? But so I partly stayed in a hotel, and I also went and stayed with him for a week, so that I get the feel,
Of course, of
the-
being home,
the-
as you say.
you know,
Smells, you missed the good part.
You
You
understand?
had to. But
And I tell you what, also they treat me, they showed me how they cook this thing that heard you all featured something cuckoo and okra and
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah.
Our dish, yeah.
Now that's our national dish.
yes,
Now they did this thing they call banku. Banku is actually the same thing as cuckoo.
wow.
And they do it the same thing, the same way that the firestone,
Yeah.
the firestone with three big stone, and they're beating the cuckoo. They showed me. I actually have it on video. I have the video here, which I took of they do it banku. It's
See
cuckoo,
why I
it's
want to go back
cornmeal. It's
now?
actually cornmeal
Yes.
that they call it banku. So over the years now, we have lost the bang, but we have it as cuckoo.
That's it.
Okay.
We have lost it because
Bang, yeah.
after 400 years you must lose
You must
something.
lose something.
But
Yeah,
it's exactly the same thing.
With guys,
The elder is saying yes. They
Yeah,
eat
they
you.
call it banku. The
Cuckoo.
cuckoo is the same thing, kanki and pebe and all these things.
Same.
They do it the same thing with the banana leaf.
Oh,
They do it in
really?
Ghana.
Wow.
So a lot of the food that we eat here,
I
a lot
want
of the
to go to
culture
Ghana
that
now.
we eat here, this is where we get it from.
I want
Which
to go
is
to
something
Ghana
that
now.
we imported from with our ancestors from Africa, and we still continue to this day.
400 years now.
You understand?
Wow.
So that really opened my eyes. And when you walk through the village, to the town of Ghana, when you walk through there, you feel like you're in Grenada, or St. Lucia, or Dominica, or any part of the Caribbean. You feel that. People look at me and they start talking to me in the local language, which is Twi. Not knowing
that you are
that
not from
I am
there.
not from there. Because I
You look like them.
Exactly.
Because we look like them. We are the same people.
Wow.
You feel it when you go there.
I am a proud
When you
African.
go there, you feel it. You have to go to Africa to know who you are.
I want to go there.
You understand what I'm saying? You cannot talk about Africa and read about Africa. You have to
Until
To
you
feel it.
experience it.
Indian said that to us.
Mhm.
It says you cannot talk about a place until you go there.
I know.
Yes.
I feel it. Oh, when I think about the old people like my grandparents and what I see, the way they used to behave, the way they used to tie their hair and the way they used to dance and things like that. Even people in the village, when I go to Africa,
It's
I
same
witness
thing.
that.
It's the same.
So I know who I am.
You're an
Nobody
African,
can-
a proud
nobody tell
African.
me who I am. I know
You
who I
know
am.
who you are now.
You can't run
I
away
want to
from
know-
yourself, just as what Bob Marley said.
I'm telling you.
You understand? You have to go there and feel it. And more, what I found out more now is that more and more of the young people of the West of African descent are actually doing that. They're going back. Some of them are going back to live and going and invest, and they are making a go of it. You understand?
Nice.
Because they finally realize who we are. You understand? Who they are.
As food for thought.
Food for thought.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll leave it right there.
We'll leave
You
it
cannot,
right there.
you cannot run away from yourself. And we are strong people.
Always.
They try to destroy us, but we're too strong because we are God's people.
We are one of the
We are
strongest
God's people.
In the
African.
Yeah, we're strong people.
We
no
are.
matter what they put us through.
We are strong and we are very knowledgeable.
Very knowledge. We are very, very strong. We need to have more knowledge, to be honest, of ourselves. And
That's why we have to say
the strength of us come from within, not from outside.
Of course.
We are black and we have to be very proud we are black.
We have to be
Wow.
proud of ourselves. We have a lot. And our history is not starting from slavery.
No.
Our history go back to Egypt.
Of
Our history go back.
You and
We are the founders of civilization.
Hold on. What you and Indian have in common?
We just have little, I don't know.
You and Indian, you're going past there with Indian?
Me and Indian, we grew up together.
Well, there we go.
But you know what? It's not about that because
No,
the fact
because
is
you
how-
guys
what
said
you
si-
open, whatever you open yourself to in
And
knowledge.
you guys share the same sentiment.
Yeah,
you guys have the same teaching. You guys have the same philosophy of things. You know, and you saying that, I mean, it's like Indian reciting everything.
Yeah. That
Amazing.
That is not one.
It is.
Right.
We wrote it.
Rolling.
Yeah.
Well, what happened is that when I left Carriacou, I left the Carriacou at the age of 14.
Okay.
And I actually schooled for a few years in England. And after that, what really opened me up to certain knowledge is the revolution that was taking place in America.
Okay.
Civil rights
Civil rights movement.
So I was open to the Black Power movement at the time. So I was open to reading books from Marcus Garvey.
Garvey, yes.
Fans for None. I was open to reading books from Marcus Garvey and people like that, and
Right.
Malcolm X.
Right.
So you understand. So therefore, that kind of politicized me, and I started being interested. And of course, it was very tough for us in England.
Yes.
What was going on with the Europeans, the way they were treating us. So I realized that I wasn't coming from nowhere. So nobody was going to treat me like anything. So I started to try to find something of myself. That's why I started learning about myself. And that's why the hunger for Africa. But it also started down here in Mount Pleasant School. Because I learned about the slave trade in Mount Pleasant School.
Right.
The headmaster was Mr. Bascom at the time. And also, I also learned about people who fought in for the emancipation of slaves, like Booker T. Washington,
of course.
in Carriacou, right here. So I had that grounding here.
Okay.
Yeah, although we had the royal reader and all this nonsense from Europe, we had European education, but Mr. Bascom made sure that we had some sensibilities about of our African culture and of the revolution that was taking place in America.
Okay.
You understand? So I learned about Booker T. Washington. So there was something that was implanted in me right in Carriacou here.
Nice.
Plus the culture in Carriacou
One of
that
the
I
richest
left
in the
here.
world.
The culture that I left here with the big drum dance, all that planted a seed in my head.
Nice.
So when I went over there and we witnessed tribulation over there, then I naturally tried to find out more about myself.
Right.
And that's why
And that's
I
all.
learned a little
Okay.
And I'm still learning. We're all still learning.
We all
There's
still,
so much to learn.
Of course,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
So much to learn.
It's important to know your heritage.
Wow.
But something that you mentioned, I want you to speak about the royal readers. I've been speaking to individuals about Shakespeare Mass, and they sort of connected to the royal reader, relating that at that time it was called History Mass because they used the book by the name of Royal Reader. So, what the book Royal Reader consisted of? Was it speeches?
No, the
where-
royal readers was mostly, well, listen, I have to qualify that by saying that I might be wrong, but the royal readers was mostly a book from England, Britain, about British history.
Okay.
Am I correct, Mr. Kwashi?
Oh,
yes.
It was mostly about British history,
Yes.
nothing
Okay.
to do with our history, or nothing to do with anything
Okay.
connected to that belong to our people, Africa, or
The West.
our
Caribbean.
struggles or anything like that. So
Okay.
it was an indoctrination from Europe,
Okay.
just to keep us really in the dark. That's what it was. Now
And
the
that's the
Shakespeare
thing
Mass
about
is
it.
interesting.
That's the thing about it. They never taught us in school
No.
our history.
No,
they taught
that's
us
true.
what
No,
they
no,
want
they
us
need
to know.
They needed to
They
keep us
hide
dumb.
a lot of things from us.
Because if you could control a people, you have to take away the head.
Yes.
Of course.
You
And that's
got-
why
you
it's
know, you
important
gotta take
to
away
read
the
and
head.
research.
Right, yeah. So
Yeah.
this is
all
what it was
because,
about.
You see, Mr. Kwashi say, I ain't going to school, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
But I have it up
Because we
there.
had a
I'm
lot
up
of
there.
educated
In jail,
people.
don't
We
say
had a
the
lot of
same.
educated
Same.
people in Carriacou, but educated fools in the Caribbean as a whole.
Of course.
Everywhere.
Look, Mr. Kwashi, and you always say that.
academically educated. You understand? Academically,
Academically,
that's not
but
education.
they not,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
the
Book
thing
sense.
is, no,
Because I'm not academically educated.
in
You
layman,
understand what I'm
in
saying?
layman
Neither I am.
terms, in layman
I
terms,
am
we
not.
say they
I
have
know
book
that.
sense,
Yeah.
But they're
but
not
they ain't
common.
road sense.
That's right. Well, my
But
father,
you have a road sense
my
first.
father used to say sense make before
Sense,
book.
well, we all know that. Sense must
Sense make before book. Because you have to
Yes.
have the sense to
to
put
make
it in book.
put it in a book.
You understand?
That's so
But them go in a book,
Yeah.
and loads of them goes into a book and read it,
Yeah.
and they figure they know more than you.
That's right.
But they never go on the side of the road and cook a kukupoa.
That's right.
They
That's
even
right.
know how to
Sense
buy
make
it.
before book.
Of course.
Thank you. Thank you.
And when you come on the Shakespeare Mass,
Yes.
yeah. When you come on the Shakespeare Mass, no, it's not something I really know about, but it's something I grew up watching and see.
Right.
But it's not our culture, really. It's our culture because we adopt it.
Right.
It's a European thing.
It is.
It's when you talk about it's Julius Caesar and things like that. So we're reciting
Lines.
thing
Phrases,
of, you
yeah.
understand? But it's good for Carriacou because it's
Maybe
very
it's not
interesting.
our
We the
culture.
only one who
We the
puts
only
credit
one.
out.
It's very good.
It's
But
not-
if you go to go into it deep, it's not
Yes.
really our culture.
It's not our culture, but
Yeah.
what I can say,
Mm.
it is practiced during our carnival
Wow,
festival.
yeah, that's right.
What is unique about it to
Yeah.
Carriacou is that carnival is something that is unique to the
Yeah.
Caribbean. It started from the plantation
Yes,
days, so
that's
everything
right. That's
evolved
right.
from the plantation.
That's right.
The quotes and the speeches are from European,
yes.
but the mass itself, it's a Carriacou
Carriacou
mass,
thing.
it's a West Indian
It's
mass,
true.
it's a carnival
It's
thing.
very,
course.
very
Yes.
true.
Of
And,
course.
and it's ingenious the way you could recite and remember this.
Yes.
I mean, my father did love this.
Yes.
Your
And
father was
that,
class.
that
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of children they tend to go into Shakespeare Mass.
Yeah.
It helps them to memorize in school.
I
Because
agree.
imagine you have to go out there in front of hundreds of people,
People
to recite a
reciting,
speech
yeah, yeah.
with a man standing in front of you with
It
a bull
stimulates the
waiting
brain,
for you to
waiting
make a
for you to make a
It
mistake.
stimulates the brain.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very
Yes.
good. Yeah, yeah.
It-
So
it-
I agree with
Wow.
that.
Yes,
I agree.
yes,
But when you
yes.
go into the deep, you
Detail,
understand
yes.
where
Of
it's
course.
really coming
The
from.
book, the
Yeah,
book,
yeah.
the quotes of it.
Yeah.
But by the thing about it, if you really research, you would hear ancient saying that too.
Yeah.
Julius Caesar book was it was said that it was written by William Shakespeare,
Yeah.
but it was not William Shakespeare who wrote the book. It was an African like you and I who wrote the book.
Exactly.
But because of the skin color, they don't want us to
No
succeed. So they
recognition.
said
No
that it was
recognition.
written by a
No
European.
recognition.
Exactly.
But a lot
Yeah.
of our history is
And
like
a lot
that.
of course,
It's been
of course,
captured,
Of
of
course,
course.
of
you know,
course,
and
of
taken
course.
by Europeans.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Oh, they owe us a million.
Science and everything.
And technology, of course.
African
Of course.
African
Of
people
course.
created this
Of
thing,
course.
but they
Of course.
distinct it and put it in their
So
own
oppress
way.
us and keep us
Yeah,
down.
that's right.
They got the wealth and
We talk
whatsoever.
about William Shakespeare. Now, let me say this.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I've gone through all of that, this mass and also. I will give you the story. I've gone to Trinidad and I buy a Julius Caesar Shakespeare book. I came up, I read that book, and I used to be playing mass year after year in Carriacou. Bad fella, you know. But I'm good now. But when I go to England, I buy the big one, the William Caesar. And when I go to say William Caesar, I see where all what I got from the Julius Caesar is in the William Caesar.
Yeah, William Shakespeare. Yes. And it's upstairs.
It's upstairs here.
You don't go to school, you know.
I go to school.
Yeah, that's what I wanted you to say to it.
He's a headmaster.
I ain't been to school. But
And he
all,
has one of the,
all
do you know
what
he has one
I
of the
got in
original
the Julius Caesar
Julius Caesar books.
is in the William Caesar.
Shakespeare, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you see, there we go, food for plenty thoughts.
of course, of
You know,
course.
while you switch to Mr. Kwashi, we stole one.
Oh, you're with the ground again?
We're waiting on it, he coming.
Without
But we
me?
have to, because we wanted you to say, well, let me show the view of Grand Bay while we...
Okay, I'll do that.
We chisel one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want me to do that while they wet the ground for the ancestors. So this is where the ancestors they came in. They came into this port from Africa land, and you know that many of them they were lost at sea. Well, not lost at sea, but they did not make the journey. Over 2 million of our Fokarians they were thrown overboard because they did not make the journey because of some disease which broke out. Remember, they had to remain in the feces, they had to remain in the urine, and because of that, diseases broke out.
I live here and I'm going to Trinidad and Tobago. I live in Trinidad and Tobago and I'm going to England. And I'll give you a story. I've got 3 jobs in one day when I go to England. And I only could have go to one, accept one. And the one I accept
It's the wrong one.
What the wrong one?
The wrong one. I know that.
The wrong one.
The wrong one.
Okay.
I went to work in Pig Frame.
Big friends.
Pig Frame, the biscuit factory. And after I do a few weeks work there, I see what was going on there. I said, what the hell I come to this place? I'm going home and I tell my mate, Alexis, he died now, Mark Alexis. I said, I'm going to Yorkshire.
Yeah.
I said, going to Yorkshire? I said, yes, I'm going to Yorkshire.
Yeah.
Hilton, when I go to Yorkshire, I go to Hebert Pipe Company. And there were 7 men there to be employed that morning. And I was quite in the back. And the person now says, the tall one in the back. And it was me. I went to the front. He said, are you seeking employment? I said, yes, sir. He said, can you work today? Saturday? I said, yes, sir. A West Indian man, I think it was a Bajan or Jamaican, said to me, Victor Kwashi, are you going to work in this company with these clothes? I said to him, I said, boy, money, man work for money and money buy clothes. He look at me and he look up in the air, he said, how do you Victor speaking? Man work for money, money buy clothes. You think you Victor, I want the money going? And he said, you work in this dirty place with these clothes. I get a job there. I start working there. But the manager they had, they called him Harold Mitchell. He did not like black people. I just stand up, I walk there, the day I get home, with the clothes there, say, laundry for you. Friday, Saturday, when I was working. And I go to work the following day and I work the week. And Hilton, the job I was doing, no white man didn't want it. But wait a while, what I got in here, you can take a hammer, you can't take the back out.
You can't come it out.
Well, you can't form it out.
Hold it, listen. I carry on with that job, But it says, when the guy who was running the job left, I had to do the job. I the boss, see all the men do the job. I had to carry the report in the manager and the office every morning, what they do for the day.
Yeah.
But the son of a bitch, which is excuse me language, which is in the manager there, they call him Harold Mitchell. He wasn't paying me charge and what pay. All that money was deducted. Keep it inside of there. But listen to the story. You had a white guy who was working on the ground floor with me, become a manager.
Become shop steward now.
No, no shop
Oh,
steward.
you want to shop the manager?
Become a manager, he come top.
Yeah.
And you know all the money.
Put up this on it because she don't want to.
You know all the money. What they were robbing for me, Victor questions. I get all the money back.
What they wasn't paying you.
In a lump sum.
So that's why you leave and come in Carriacou?
No. No.
You're agreeing with what Mr. Victor's saying?
No. Hold it.
All right.
I carry on that job, Hilton. And you know, when I left that job,
I know.
and I don't know it, Hilton. When I left that job and I come here, they had to put two white men to do what this one Victor Bosch's boss was doing.
Yes. Yes.
And when I get this story, I say, well, boy, I've done my share, and what I get is in the back pocket.
In the back pocket.
I've got my house. I'm sitting down happy. They can do what they want. And I'm still living in Carriacou. But the years I come out here, no other West Indian in England would be able to spend this less time in England and come to Carriacou and build that up.
I never been to school, you know.
I never go to school.
Yeah,
I take the school
you
only
go
paid
school.
out.
You don't need to go school. Common sense.
No, I never go to school.
Of course. You see, every time you're talking to Mr. Victor, he has something that will stimulate you.
Yes.
You know,
Let me say one thing to the people nowadays. The education is very good, but education, if you don't have common sense, you ain't working enough.
Hey,
If you educated and you have no common sense, you're like a dumb.
Exactly.
And you know, a lot of people who go to university, they sort of scorn people who've never been to university, thinking, oh, they're more bright than them.
Yeah.
They're more brilliant.
Yeah.
They're more knowledgeable
ask
than
them
them.
to cook and okra and fish.
Let me say this.
Why are
to
they
you.
making it?
When
They might have to call,
most
they
of
might have
us
to
who are
resurrect
educated
the
like
mother.
that, we have no common sense in the back of it.
Huh?
Education is not common sense. You have to have common sense with education.
Exactly.
That's true.
And if you don't have none,
A lot of them, they go to school, they
Well,
study
you
their
know-
books, they cheat and they pass the exam and they feel they know it all.
But you know what? In life,
Yeah.
the three most important
Yeah.
ingredients
yeah.
is wisdom,
Knowledge and understanding.
You don't have to have education to
No.
have these things.
No?
You know, because
Tell them again.
I grew up
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding.
And
Dave,
understanding is the
You'll always
pillar.
hear him saying that. Dave Thomas.
Understanding is the
I'll even call
pillar.
him Junkie
Because
Dave.
if you're building a house,
Yeah. Wisdom, knowledge, and
understanding,
understanding.
is
Yeah,
the
so,
foundation.
oh, that's what you were saying.
Yes.
You understand? It is very important. You don't have to have, you know, academical. It's important in this world
Of course.
to make it.
Yeah.
But if you have common sense, I've known so much people in Carriacou here with the common sense that have my grandfather. Taught me so much.
My grandfather too, Kickfoot Mills.
These people and them have so much wisdom,
Yes.
knowledge and understanding that they taught me. It taught me when I went out in the outside world, how to survive.
Exactly.
It taught me how to get on with people.
Even though you don't like the conditions. And
Even though I don't like the
I could
conditions.
speak.
How to adapt.
I could speak to
How
that.
to adapt.
Thank
That's
you
why I
very much.
continue.
Right?
You have to adopt
How did they
with
know
people.
how to build the ruins?
Exactly.
How
How
did they
to-
know that cassava, you have sweet cassava
And
and
bitter one.
Yeah,
poisonous?
exactly.
Yeah.
How did they
So
know that the
I
roots of the
always
tree, the
wisdom.
peach tree are
Knowledge.
poisonous?
Exactly.
And-
I
and-
I
always
didn't go to
refer to my
university.
grandparents, people, the older people in Carriacou that learned, teach me
Yes.
so much things that, well, at that time you think it was foolishness, but
Yeah.
it isn't.
Exactly. Of
But when
course.
you go out in the outside
I know.
world and then you have to face
Ah.
these things, you adapt these things.
Of
Thank you very
course.
much.
So
You
for
adopt with everything.
survival.
Of course.
You got to do that.
Of course.
That is why you call education, real
Yeah.
education.
Exactly.
There's a Hilton that was scared to go on camera.
Yes, the
Okay,
same
just
man will
checking.
tell me, he
No,
meet me
serious.
and he say,
Yeah.
I like what are you doing?
But
You
he
know?
was scared to go on camera.
I didn't want. I
I
said, well,
never scared. I was
when he
never
start,
scared, to be
when
honest.
he
I
start
was-
speaking to me, I says, well, you is a man we need to interview.
Yeah.
He said, no, not on camera. No. I think.
So I'm like,
and look
okay,
at
we'll have to record the audio and put it to a
and put it
video.
out. Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
look at that.
I'm so proud of you.
No.
Mr. Hilton, pleasure.
Very
Yeah, man.
wonderful
Pleasure.
interview.
Yeah.
Great.
No,
Pleasure.
serious.
Pleasure.
No.
You took
You know?
me. It was really. Some of it was joy, some was emotional. When you were
Well,
speaking
listen that
about Africa,
me, I nearly cry. Well, I
Yes.
cried on inside when I go home. I let him go one ball.
I did that for a lot.
You we
Even
turn
in
it
England.
off.
I did
I
it
tell you,
in
You turn it off.
No, it's still running.
You damn like.
I'm serious. I tell you that.
I listen. I watch you all doing the thing by machine there.
Yeah.
Why them again?
Oh, Petite doing the coconut oil.
Coconut oil,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. I watch everything, man.
There we
nice.
go.
Thank you very much. We sign off.
Yes,
It was
He's
very
going
good.
sign
to,
of no.
and remember, look at the next one. He's going to give us a tour
Oh.
of the former here,
On the
on the,
Granby
on the,
side.
on the
The
Granby
Granby
side.
side.
Granby
Yes.
side. I don't
Okay.
know.
So, folks, look out for that.
Yes.
You know, that will be a special one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, folks, look. Just remember, like, comment, share, subscribe,
Subscribe.
subscribe,
Okay.
or subscribe.
Subscribe.
I ain't go to school, you know. But I know the water remains the same. Yeah? And tip us
Well,
because
look at your partner, you ain't going to school neither.
exactly what is you are getting from
me,
me.
I ain't go to school myself, you know.
Newsland.
We ain't go to school, you know. We didn't
I
know
ain't go
about
to school, you know.
Take it up on the bishop there.
I realized I
Me?
went to school after school.
I take mine up in Indian fence.
I take
Yeah.
the one down there. The bishop
The
there.
school, and I could boast and brag and say that I take school in Dumfries.
Yes.
There we go.
All right. So
Yeah,
thank you very
so
much.
Don't forget to tip us and tell your friends and your families out there. Send us a little thing because now I could come here by the man. I used to go in the shop because when they send me in the shop by Jay, I just go and I bring down the sugar, the rice, and I must have a little Petite for the Red Russian because the little Petite they thing, is a script they give me to go in the shopping. I'm telling you.
You just did a video 52 minutes long.
And,
Thank you.
and this is one of the videos I didn't want to stop, eh?
Thank
Yeah,
you
I
very
know.
much. So we'll probably have to cut it into pieces. So if you see that the video ended abruptly, it's not that the interview was ended abruptly. It's because we cut it.
We
So
cut
thank
it.
you very much for viewing. It was a pleasure speaking to you, Mr. Hilton,
Your
Basie
pleasure.
and Mr. Victor,
Of
the
course.
one who got his name from Queen Victoria,
Yeah. Coronation Day.
the coronation day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Bye.